Hi everyone, it's Kute here, sending you love wherever you are around the world. Today, I want to talk about sex. And I want to talk a bit about how to have the greatest sex of your entire life. How to have the greatest sex of your entire life. I was inspired because someone had sent me an email asking about relationship and a sexual issue they had and why it wasn't happening with her and her partner, even though she was dressing up and being sexy and doing all these things, and and she was coming to this point where, well, maybe it doesn't matter if I'm spiritual, then maybe the sex part doesn't matter, and maybe I can just do without that in my relationship, even though that's not what she wanted. And so it just triggered a whole slew of questions and conversation and guidance that I gave to this amazing person, because I could feel her heart. So when I say the greatest sex of your entire life, what has your sex life been like? Have you been totally opened beyond yourself? Have you felt the full bliss of existence, of love-making? Do you feel completely satisfied sexually to the point where you could maybe never ever have sex again if that was the case? I believe that real sex is not really about the physical. To have amazing sex is beyond physical. There are so many books today teaching about techniques and ways to do it together with your partner, and you just kind of poke it this way and do it that way and move it that way, and it's become a kind of technical outside-in approach to having sex, when real sex is an energetic exchange. When you realize that you and another person are not just the body, that this is not just another ego with you, something shifts in your relationship to each other, that you are souls, you are consciousness manifested through these two bodies that seem separate but really aren't separate. That the whole level of sex moves beyond just getting off, having a little blip of an orgasm on the radar of infinity, but real sex becomes an expansion of love, an energetic transmission, an exchange, soul to soul, heart to heart. That the quality and dimension of your sex is not really determined by how you poke it and move it, but is determined by the quality of love that's flowing in your heart between you and your partner, is determined by your connection, is determined by the intimacy of your hearts and your beings in the exchange together, moment to moment, out of the bedroom. Because when that connection is there, then love will flow and move through your bodies in such a beautiful way that will be beyond a physical experience. So my invitation is for you to consider that sex is beyond physical. Not just two egos sort of rubbing up against each other, trying to have a momentary release. But everything, everything in life is kind of having sex. The first thing created was light. Light is the true source of feminine energy. The void in which light shines is the source of masculine energy. So light and void. Light and void. So life itself, existence itself, is the play of light and void, dancing together. You could say relating together, light and void, making love together, right in front of you, existence, 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 love making, all of this right now, light and void, masculine, feminine, coming together, merging the intention, as one of my dear friends would say, the intention for the two to become one. That's the intention. For the inherent oneness to be realized. So, in making love and having sex, be discerning who you choose. Be discerning how you choose. Be discerning who you have sex with, because It's an energetic experience that will affect your frequency in a particular way. It's an energetic experience that will impact your system, your energy in a certain way. Have you ever had sex with someone and, afterwards you just felt like a little off and weren't quite sure why? Because you took on their energy. So choose with discernment who you're going to allow into your energy field in the exchange. It's a love exchange. And where there's no love, it's just meat friction, that can take you so far. I'm not saying never have sex until you're madly in love. I'm not saying be celibate. I'm saying be discerning. As you understand that it's not just about getting off. It's not just about having a release, but a communion of souls. That out of honoring for yourself, when you choose to merge with someone on a similar frequency and exchange information and exchange energy, because as you come together with someone, there's no such thing as casual sex. As you come together with someone, you start merging your souls together and it becomes an exchange of information back and forth. That starts happening energetically, starts happening as you plug into each other. So out of honoring of yourself, really discern who you're going to allow that exchange to happen with. And the impact and the consequence of that experience. Sacred experience. As if you're a woman listening to this, as a woman, it's incredibly vulnerable. As you have sex and you allow a man into your being, you allow a man into you to penetrate you inside your body. I can only imagine the vulnerability of allowing a man to enter you, into you, inside you. As you take in his physical, but you are the receptive force taking in his energy. And as a man enters you and potentially, ejaculates, releases orgasms inside you, that energetic that his seed carries is something that will carry a vibration that will actually impact you and have an impact on your cells. Be careful who you choose to let into the very most sacred part of your temple, the very most sacred part of your being, of your body. It's like a temple. And as a man, as you enter a woman, be very approach with discernment, approach with respect as you enter her. Because as you enter her with that level of respect and devotion, knowing that she's letting you into the most sacred part of her, it's an energetic communion and exchange that starts happening. That real, average sex is just kind of about, it's about getting off and getting a certain need met and having a certain release so you can, oh, that was great, I was done, it's over in the blip of a moment. But having the greatest sex of your life is really about you expanding your limits, expanding the edges of your feeling, expanding where you're feeling to out towards infinity, out towards the edgeless dimension of life, and feeling where you are stopping short of feeling and allowing yourself to expand. Feeling where the edge of your loving is, the edge of your heart is, where your attention is at. And many times, our attention is on ourselves. Does he like me? Does she like me? Am I doing it? How am I moving? Am I going to last? How long am I going to last? When am I going to ejaculate? When is she going to orgasm? Is he going to orgasm? Is he going to give me an orgasm? What does he think? Is he going to be in relationship with me? And all these things that we're constantly selfing ourselves as we are engaging with each other as two egos in this meat friction sexual experience that really doesn't lead to deep heart fulfillment, soul to soul. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm sure you've all had experiences where you had sex, you got off, and it just didn't feel like nourishing for your soul. You didn't leave the experience enlivened. You may have even had a moment in the exchange where your body reacted a certain way and shut down, where your body just didn't respond because your body was telling you that something wasn't completely aligned. Listen to your body. Man or woman, listen to your body. Listen to your soul. Listen to your heart. So observe where your attention is at, because the experience won't be that fulfilling if your attention is just on yourself. The experience won't be that fulfilling when your attention is just on your own pleasure or just your partner's pleasure, because there's still this sense of just what can I get, and this sense of separation. Move beyond getting off. Move beyond just feeling good. Expand your attention where you're feeling the infinite, you're feeling God, you're feeling life. As you expand the focus of your attention from a fixed point called this body that you, and this other body that you are, doing it with, and you allow the edges of yourself and them to dissolve, and the two start becoming one, and a merging happens, and a recognition that there is no you and them, there is no lover, there's just love that's flowing. And the quality of your sex, the quality of your sexing takes on a whole nother dimension to real love making. Something changes as you realize that you are no longer going into having sex as a means to get him to love you, as a means to fulfill a hole in yourself, to feel good, because you know that no amount of times you enter a woman will fill the hole inside of yourself. You're no longer trying to get something, but as you fulfill yourself and realize who you are, that you are whole and complete, that you are soul and complete, as you realize what you are, then as you move into having sex, you realize that what you are essentially is love, and out of that overflow of your being, of your heart, there is an energy inside that longs to share. And in that sharing is an exchange, the desire to merge. Then it becomes really about sharing and gifting that love and opening together in this union, this sexual union, as love. You're not trying to get off anymore, because you are already off in the biggest way within yourself as love. Then your goal is to amplify love, to share love, to be more love, to expand more love. And the degree to which you can allow yourself to let go of yourself beyond that fixed point of me, and let go of yourself, which is what orgasm is anyway. In that moment of orgasm, when I'll speak for a man, when a man ejaculates and he has like boom, wow, and he's just like, it's amazing. In that moment, for a split second, what happens? He has died, the mini death as the French call it. He has died, and he has just dissolved and come back. So he seeks that experience over and over and over and over and over and over again, because what the masculine impulse is a deep desire for freedom, and he's seeking the freedom because for a moment he's actually free from himself. So a man must have a way of actually transcending himself. A man must have a way of actually going beyond his limited identification and dissolving and realizing the inherent freedom that he is. And as you know that you are freedom, as you know that what you are is love, and as you come together in that exchange as love, in that moment of love making, there is no you, there is no them, there is no lover, there is no love, there is just loving, expanding, infinitely out, rippling out as far as you can go. And in that moment, you will know that you are having the greatest sex of your entire life. That you aren't even having sex anymore, but you are being made love through. Like love itself is moving through you and your partner as an exchange and a dance of love itself. Let go of who you are. Let go of control. Open to life. Open to be lived. Open to love. Open to the infinite. Because it's what you are. And you might find that every second of your life becomes a juicy, alive, love-making experience with existence itself. If you enjoyed this blog, I invite you to subscribe. I hope this was valuable and you were inspired in some way to expand your relationship with sexuality and sex and lovemaking. I'll be sending you lots of inspirational content. And for now, love now.